Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at a pretty interesting topic. Today we will be talking about mastering the sales communication process. Now, I promise you that today is going to be very informative and very exciting, and we have a lot of giveaway. So I want to encourage you to stay settled in your seat until the end of this program, and you will be exposed to a lot of giveaways. So, what is the importance of the sales communication process? Is sales communication an art or is it a science? We will look at all of this and really help you to get a much clearer perspective on the sales communication process. Now, I just want to give some quick pointers of the importance of the sales communication process. Now, first of all, the objective of this program is really to help you to master the art and science of sales. When you understand the sales communication process and how to apply this process, you are now able to position yourself to apply it with a high degree of mastery. And sales communication is relevant to every department. So if you're in public relation, if you're in marketing, um, sales communication is vital for you. So, this program, and if you look right behind me, you will see a new book that we have just finished. It is all designed to help you to understand how to apply the sales communication process. The sales communication process will also help you to innovate products and services with clinical precision. Why this is so? Because you will have a better understanding of your target market based on demographics, psychographics, and geographic. And that body of knowledge is going to help you to make better, smarter business decisions. Along with the benefits, this you will also learn how to optimize your cash flow processes. So yes, the sales communication process will really help you to understand how to optimize your cash flowing system. Last but not least, the sales communication process will help you to build a strong global brand image. So, these are some of the concepts that we will be exploring in today's program. So, today we are broadcasting this program across multiple social media platforms. So, for those who are joining me for the first time, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant. I, among my son and daughters, we are the authors of this new book, Master the Sales Communication Process. I'm also involved in private equity investment. But without further delay, let us get straight into today's program. The table of content that we will be looking at today, we will define the sales communication process. We will help you to understand how to apply the sales communication process. We will explain some of the benefits of the sales communication process. And last but not least, we will have the call to action and conclusion. Again, you don't want to miss out on our call to action and the conclusion because you're going to be getting a lot of information that will help you to win in business. So if you're a rising star in business and you want to know more, all right, as to how you can win, grow, and scale your brand, I want to encourage you to saddle in. If you know there's anyone out there who is in business and they can benefit from this program, I want to encourage you to share this program and invite them to be part of this platform. Now, let's go straight into definitions. What, in your view, is the sales communication process? Is sales communication process an art? And I want to begin by saying this that what makes sales communication an art is the method, is the approach that is being used to achieve an end results. And before the end of today's program, I will give a graphic example of what exactly the art of sales communication would represent. So it's important to take it with this concept. The art of sales communication is the method of approach that you're going to be using. Of course, you will have art forms that are strong and art forms that may be weak. And those are all important concepts that you will learn in my new book, Master the Sales Communication Process. Based on years of experience in the sales communication platform, we have also recognized that sales communication is not only an art, but it is a science. Now, what makes it a science? It is the predictability in the implementation of the method that makes it an art. Now, let me get a little bit more graphic here. In sales communication, there's a concept that we call demographic data, a concept that we call the absolute biodata. An element of the absolute biodata, we talk about psychographics. Now, it is your knowledge of the psychographics that allows the sales communication process to take on that tone of being predictable. As time progresses, we will go deeper into the predictability of the sales communication process. So you who are in business, rising stars in business, will really begin to truly understand the importance of sales communication to all, to most, if not all types of businesses. So that's just to help you to understand some of the definition of the sales communication process. We get deep into this in the book that is being displayed behind you. Along with this, the sales communication process provides you with an ecosystem that really helps you to understand what we call economic systems. And it is really important to take the time to understand economic systems. In doing business, you don't necessarily want to do business in every country. The economic systems must be right. There is planet economic systems, there is the laissez-faire economic systems, and if you don't understand all of this, you can set yourself up to be hurt in the business process, in the sales communication process, and that's the last thing that you want to do. So in this new book, Master the Sales Communication Process, we do that deep dive into economic systems and really helps you to understand the KPIs that can help you to make better business decisions as you're thinking about integrating your products and services into different economies. All right, you need to have information. One of the most important things about the sales communication process is that it helps you to gather important information. And we'll talk briefly about that just now. Now, another definition that I want to look at is the sales communication is also an ecosystem that really helps you to understand markets. And by understanding markets, we are saying that you should understand the market enablers and the market accommodators. You see, if you're doing business and you do not understand the market accommodators and the market enablers, it simply means that you're doing business with that blindfold over your eyes. And that's the last way that you want to do business. You don't know your ideal client. You don't know the size of your market. You don't know the possibility of access and capital. You don't know the different type of capital mix. All of these things about the market you need to understand. You need to understand if you have a chambers of commerce or trade association that are there as an enabler to help to drive your business success. So it's important to understand all of that. So the sales communication process, as proposed by Pitch Deck 101 LLC and Global Capital Inc., they ensure that you have this body of knowledge. And all of this that I'm saying to you is documented in our new book, Master the Sales Communication Process. So understanding the market ecosystem is also important. Now, I want to give some examples about some of the additional organisms that you will find in this book. One of the concepts that we talk about a lot is the absolute biodata marker. Now, the absolute biodata marker is a research tool. It is a research tool that really helps you to understand how to deploy research into helping you to understand the market, into understanding economies, into understanding your ideal client. And it is so important, again, I can't emphasize this enough, the importance of having information when you're doing business. And the proposed sales communication process is designed to ensure that you have this body of knowledge to enable you to make better business decision, to enable you to master the art of the sale, to enable you to optimize client conversion, and to significantly increase your business potential to cash flow. So the sales communication process as proposed is going to be truly transformational in the hands of entrepreneurs and rising stars in business. So the absolute buyer data really helps you to understand a couple of things. What is speculative research? And we need to talk about this because what we are seeing, we have so many rising stars in business that are not data driven. You decide to start a business, and instead of getting facts about your market size, about the ideal client needs, wants, and expectations, about the ideal client's demographic, psychographic, and geographic, you dismiss all of that information and you simply start the business because your desire is to cash flow maximize, divorced from the hard work of getting critical market intelligence. So the absolute buyer data really helps you to understand the importance of taking speculation out of the equation of doing business. The absolute buyer data also moves on to talk about secondary research. And in this case, it looks at advantages and disadvantages of secondary research. So it is an excellent tool for business. It's an excellent tool for sale. It is an excellent tool for influencers because it helps you to collect the kind of information that you need to make large in life impact on the ideal client. It also talks about the importance of primary market research. Now, why primary market research is so important? You see, when you get the boots off and you get to the ground and you start to interface with the ideal client, you get a much better understanding of who they are. You get a much better understanding of their needs and wants and expectations. You get a much better understanding of their pain point. And because you have this body of knowledge, you're in a much better position of strength to innovate products and service with a higher degree of accuracy. And in business, it's all about information and innovation with accuracy. Accuracy means that there's an urgency and an immediacy for the products and services that you're bringing to market. That means that the level of cash conversion is going to be significantly optimized because you have the right information. So the sales communication process, our new book, Master the Sales Communication Process, that is being proposed to you, it will really help you to understand this information and apply this information with the highest degree of efficiency. So, taking the time to really dive in deep into the absolute buyer data as proposed, it will be transformational in helping you to grow your business. There are other important takeaways from this initiative. You will also learn about the sales objectives, sales communication objectives. What is your sales objective? Or what should be your sales objective? The average person sales objective is to cash flow maximize. Now, don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with your desire to cash flow maximize. But the biggest challenge that you have there is that your key focus is also on cash flow maximization. And I would always say the ability to cash flow a product or a service is a byproduct of a number of important elements of doing business. Now, what are the elements that you should be focusing on? Sales communication objectives helps you to understand the process of being known. It helps you to understand the process of being liked. It helps you to understand the process of being trusted. And these are three important concepts that you want to ensure that you learn, apply, and master, because your ability to make the sale is going to be heavily influenced by how well you're known, how well you're trusted, how well you're liked. Now, you may have a very strong brand, but if that brand has not built up enough visibility, enough likes, enough trust in the eyes of the public, it's going to undermine that brand potential to cash flow. So this is something that you really want to get settled in, and you really want to ensure that you have this body of knowledge. And again, master the sales communication process. This new book that we have just produced, it will really help you to dig in deep into this entire ecosystem and really be able to leverage this ecosystem to your advantage to ensure that you're accelerating the growth of your business, to ensure that you understand your client and you're making impact with the ideal client, ensure that you're able to cash flow optimize, you're able to make the kind of impact on the ideal client to the extent that you're now able to develop your game plan that enables you to convert first-time users into lifetime customers. Understanding this ecosystem is what's going to give you a tremendous competitive advantage in terms of how you implement your sales communication process. There are a few other benefits that I want to cover here also. In this program, the sales communication process, you will also learn about the sales process. But what exactly is the sales process? Now, we talked earlier about the sales communication objectives. Now we want to talk about the sales process. The sales process has everything to do with a systematic approach that you're going to be using to command attention, to pique interest, to arouse desire, to move your clients into action, to make impact. And in making impact, the ultimate objective here is for you to be able to convert first-time users into lifetime clients. But this is not going to happen automatically. It has to be a deliberate design. It has to be an intentional design. And this all have to be done based on the fact that you're taking the time to understand your target market based on demographic data, based on psychographic data, and based on geographic data. So again, the book really go deep into this concept to ensure that you have this body of knowledge and you're able to apply this body of knowledge to ensure that you're taking practical steps, proven tools to leapfrog the growth of your operation. So understanding the sales communication process is so much more important, so important. Now think about this. Think about you're in sales. Unlike the average salesperson, your key focus is on making the sale. And to me, when you go about sales in this approach, you leave the room open to undermine the possibility of building confidence, trust, and credibility, because your key focus here is just on making that sale. And you're not even aware of who's your ideal client. You're not aware of their pain points. You are not aware of the value or a strategic alignment of your MVO to the MVTM. And by that, what I mean, in going to market, you want to ensure that your minimum viable offer or your most viable offer is strategically aligned to your minimum viable target market. And the only way that you can predetermine all of this is with information. All right, so see yourself as that individual who is going to market. You don't have this data. You're just focusing on impulse buyers and random sales and cold calling. All of this could be done in a qualitatively different ways where you're using data to amplify and significantly increase your sales process. So the men that don't have the information, or the player in business that don't have that kind of data, they can hardly ever win against the individual, the entrepreneur, the rising star, the savvy business person that have the absolute buyer data. Because you have the data, you understand the pain points of your ideal client. And because you understand the pain points of your ideal client, you are now able to take practical steps, leverage communication techniques to command attention, to pique interest, arouse desire, move your clients into action, and most of all, make impact. The only way to make impact is when your MVO aligns perfectly with the needs, wants, and expectations of the MVTM, the minimum viable target market. And for the alignment to take place, it means that you need to understand psychographics. You need to understand psychographics. That's what's going to give you a tremendous competitive advantage when it comes to applying these techniques in this process. In this program, we also talk about the sales communication, or the communication process. Now, how important it is to understand the communication process. In this book, we talk about the 8 steps to communication mastery. And why is this important? 8 steps to communication mastery. And I'm going to briefly talk about this. There's a process to sales, and there's a process to communication. As a sales communication professional, you need to not only understand it, but you need to build a level of relationship with the sales communication process that really helps you to attain the highest degree of mastery. And to have the highest degree of mastery in this process, it simply means that you understand communication processes. And I'm going to briefly talk about 8 today. First of all, we need to look at the effectiveness of the sender. The effectiveness of the sender. By this, the sender should be a subject matter expert in your field. So the book goes into this body of knowledge to really help you to understand how to prepare yourself to be a highly effective communicator. A highly effective communicator as a sender. And this significantly amplifies the possibility of you being able to get the message across the table and ensure that you get the necessary response. So you need to understand how to master the communication process, the effectiveness of the sender. Now, the sender has to have a message. Are you looking at steps that can be taken to optimize the strength of the message? Now, there's so much that we can look at in terms of the message. Some people just start putting the message together. Is that the best use of time? Is that the best way of applying techniques in sales that can give you the highest degree of the positive results that you're looking for? The objective of sales, you want to increase impact, visibility, reach, and client conversion. You want to achieve that. But if your message and content is not developed properly, it's going to undermine the entire process. And in this book that we have just finished, it's not released as yet, we will be talking about all of this. So you will have this body of knowledge. So you understand the effectiveness of messaging content. Now, it's an entire process that you need to understand. You also need to understand a concept that we call encoding. So you're the sender, you're effective, you have a message, you understand that process, but what about encoding that message? Now, there are a number of steps that you can take to encode your message. And of course, if you use the wrong approach to encode, you can miss the opportunity of getting that information across the table to your ideal client, because there is a number of factors that must be taken into consideration in terms of encoding. You need to understand media relevance, media effectiveness. You need to understand the vehicles of encoding that is most appropriate to the ideal client, so as to keep the noise out. And there are different types of noise. You have physical noise, psychological noise, and you have semantic noise. All of these are important concepts for you to understand in the sales communication process. And if you do not fully understand this, it's going to undermine your ability to make that sale. The system that are being proposed to you, I want to show you that the top 100 companies, they're using these techniques. We have documented a whole lot of this information in this book because we want you to rise to the occasion to win in business. So you understand a little now about encoding. How about the channel? Which channel are you using to get the information to your ideal client? You see, the process of communicating information is not just about you having a desire to want to communicate information. If you're not taking the time to really understand the channel of communication, the vehicle of communication that's going to help you to get the message across to the ideal client with speed and accuracy and optimize the results that you're looking for, that entire message could be lost in translation. And that's the last thing that you want. So understanding the communication process and what to look for will enable you to understand what you need to manage and how to achieve the highest degree of efficiency in managing this communication process. So here again is where you go deep into really understanding the best medium to use to achieve the communication objective. To reach some audience, you may have to use mass media. Mass media comprised of radio, television, and print. To reach some ideal clients, you may have to use the metaverse. The metaverse is becoming a more popular language now, but a wide cross section of the ideal client of your demographics is shifting over to this platform. And if you're not aware of it, you can lose them. It's a missed opportunity to cash flow, optimize your brand. To reach your ideal client, you may have to also be able to leverage social media. But across social media platform, there is so much that is taking place in this platform today that you have so much of competing interests. And if you don't understand this ecosystem as you attempt to communicate information to the ideal client, again, the message could be lost in translation. Because you, the communication expert, the sales communication expert, you were just concerned about making the sale, and the other factors that should be looked at in optimizing your sales process were completely pushed aside. So you fail to achieve the sales objective, and you blame everyone else but yourself. So having this data is absolutely necessary. And again, I'm happy to say that you're going to be getting so much more than this in the book. So once the message has reached the channel, you want to be able to predetermine all of this long before you put your content out. It's important. That's one of the reasons why, even as we do this broadcast, we are broadcasting this program perhaps to, I think, it's about 6 to 7 different platforms. And there's a strategic reason why we are doing that. You need to understand this and leverage it to your advantage. Now, once the message is placed into the channel, what happens? There's a concept that we call noise. And noise can literally disrupt the message getting through. I did mention earlier a few different types of noise that you need to be aware of. There's physical noise, there's psychological noise, there is semantic noise. And just let me talk about psychological noise a little bit. The message can reach the person the right day at the right time, but that person is just not in the right frame of mind to respond to the message. And these are some of the things that you may not be able to predetermine or know. But of course, if you apply the sales communication process and techniques as we are going to be introducing it to you in this book, you will know how to reduce the noise in the communication process and optimize the level of feedback that you want. All right, optimize the level of feedback. There's some other noise that we can talk about also. There is the no, like, and trust that can create impediment to that message getting through. And that's a very serious issue. We have explained all of this in this project, in this book, so as to help you, our readers, to better understand the realities of applying the sales communication process, how to rise above some of those challenges, how to innovate strategies, apply those strategies to optimize the level of results that you want in sales. It goes into all of this. Noise can also be cutthroat competition. That's another element of noise. Are you prepared for that? Are you aware of this? If you're not aware of it, you cannot be prepared for it. There might be a group of persons that just don't like you, and because they just don't like you, they create a lot of negative noise about you. Are you strong enough to elevate your brand above the noise so as to achieve your sales objective? So the book goes into all of this so as to ensure that you understand the realities, because you see, business is not necessarily the most empathetic field. It could be cutthroat, it could be a stab in the back, but I believe that once you evolve to a certain extent, you may be able to cut through some of those clutters. And we want you to be aware of it, because there are a lot of noise and challenges in business, and you need to be aware of it if you need to win. All right. Traditionally, we are trained to be loving and caring and peaceful and all of those different things. But I believe that to be successful in business also, you have to know the art of war. You have to know the art of war. And you have to be able to apply elements of this in the process. Now, there's nice war and there's bad war, right? But don't let's get into all of that. So understanding this process is going to set you up to win in so many different ways. In this program, you will also learn about the pull factors of sale. The pull factors of sale. And the pull factors of sale challenge you tremendously to enhance your personal branding and also enhance your corporate brand. And it also challenges you to understand communication channels and to build up marketing content in which you're now going to be using and leveraging in your pull factors of sale. So there is so much for us to get into. Today, I at least just want to whet your appetite in terms of what the sales communication process is, the level of benefits that you can gain from this program. And I really want to encourage you to get on board with the sales communication process. There is a lot of tools here for you to leverage and to help you to win in business and in life. Now, I want to come to the point now to give some giveaways. But just before that, if you find this program interesting, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. It was definitely help the algorithm. And of course, once you like it, you press the bell, you will be the first to get this body of knowledge on a regular basis. Now, to roll out this kind of program, traditionally will cost about $3,000, 3,000 US dollars. Now, for you, we have a giveaway. It's going to be free for you. It's going to be free. We want to be generous in 2023, and we want to provide this body of knowledge to you because we want you to win in business. Along with this program being offered to you at a free cost, it's not free because the cost is being covered by Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. This cost is being covered by Pitch Deck. Now, Pitch Deck is a company based in New York, and it really helps companies to understand how to pitch and how to access capital. It helps you to understand how to access debt, equity, credit, and creative financing. So that's a major competitive advantage to you. Because in business, you need to know how to access capital. And this company is sponsoring anyone who reach out to us today to benefit from this program. They will pay $3,000 for everyone who signs up. I will tell you how to sign up just now. Along with this, we will give you access to our sales communication incubator. Along with Pitch Deck 101 and Global Capital Inc. paying for this program, we will also give you 1 year free access to the sales communication incubator. And the incubator is where we're going to really help you you're going to be a part of a community. And information will be shared regularly that will really help you to understand how to apply these sales techniques to enhance your visibility, your reach, your impact, to enhance client conversion, to enhance your business cash flow, to build confidence and trust and credibility in the eyes of not just the public, but your team, and most importantly, in the eyes of your ideal client. So a lot of information will be funneled into the incubator, all right, to help you to win. So those are two important giveaways that you're going to give today. I have more giveaways, but I'll do the other giveaways in time to come. Now, if you want to benefit from this, I want to encourage you to go to our website. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, we have a website that is scrolling, and that website is pitchdeck101.org. So go to pitchdeck101.org and go to our contact page. When you get to our contact page, there's a way in which you could send us an email. All you need to do is to send us your company name, or you must have a business to benefit from this, or at least be someone who intends to get into business and you're very, very close to that. All right, meaning that you're ready to get your business set up with the Secretary of State, you're ready to get your DUNS number, you're ready to get your SIC code, you're ready to get your NACE code and all of these different things. And we can help you with all of that. Once you're ready for that process, reach out to us and you can get this free program. So use the website, pitchdeck101.org. Send us an email indicating your interest to be part of the Sales Communication Mastery Program, and we will be happy to accommodate you. Now, because of time, we did not get to go into all of the information that I have laid out here for you, but I just want to quickly recap some of the objective of this program. The Master the Sales Communication Program will help you to understand sales communication as an art and sales communication as a science. And if you're involved with sales communication, you need to take time to understand this. It will help your business to leapfrog and move to another level of development. The top 100 companies are definitely applying this body of knowledge. Being a master at sales communication process will also help you to innovate products and services with clinical precision because you will have more knowledge about your ideal client. You will have more knowledge about their pain points. You will be better informed in terms of how to innovate products and services that truly reach their expectations and go beyond those expectations. So, the sales communication process will really help you to understand this body of knowledge. Now, because you understand innovation and how to innovate with alignment to the needs, wants, and expectation of your MVO, most viable target market, it significantly increases your chance to make that sale. Because you're not innovating products and service in the blank, you're not going to the market to carry products and services with no information. You know the pain points of your target market. You know where they're geographically positioned. You understand that. So you have a much higher chance to cash flow maximize. The last objective that we looked at the beginning of this program is that because the fact that you're data driven, you're collecting sensitive data, analyzing sensitive data, and using sensitive data, you're better able to build a strong brand, a brand that can have global image, global impact. And the sales communication process, mastering the sales communication process, is really what equips you with that tool to be able to achieve all of the above. All right, so with that being said, I trust you would have enjoyed today's program. And remember to ask me any question, use your social media platform, send me a text, and feel free to ask me any question in relation to today's topic. I must say it has been a great pleasure being with you today, and I look forward to doing this with you more frequently moving forward. Remember, stay safe, be blessed, make yourself your number one priority, and remember, it makes sense to ask for help when you need help. Be blessed and see you soon.